Hello, it's Rebecca from Silver Grey Foliage. We are a flower farm in Leeds, West Yorkshire in England. Welcome to the channel. If you've not been before, please do subscribe using the bell icon at the top, and we'll keep you updated with what we're up to, what we're growing, what's doing well in the field, and our reasons why we're doing what we're doing. If you've been following for a while, or if you like what you see, please do click on the link and buy me a coffee. I love coffee, and every penny goes towards building our business, and we're really grateful for that. Thank you very much. Today, I thought I would give you a little tour of our workshop. So I've been absent from YouTube and Instagram for a couple of weeks. And that's because we vowed this year that we were absolutely going to do things our way and not be swayed. And sometimes a little bit of time out is really important. More importantly, I needed some space and some time and just to organise my thoughts for the year, and also to get on with some jobs without spending time doing recording. So I'm back today. I thought I would give you a tour of the workshop and tell you a little bit about it. So the first thing to say is that the workshop is now a workshop, and when we inherited the workshop, when we bought the house, it had been a workshop for the previous owners, and since then it has had many forms. So when we moved in, it was a home office, and I worked in here for the job I was doing at the time. And then it became a bit of a storage space. We've used it for workshops at Christmas, for wreath classes, and that really has been its main use for the past 2 or 3 years. But a few things. We found that we really weren't using it very much during the year, which means it's a bit of a wasted space. And the second thing is that because it was so cluttered, it wasn't really a workable space. We could just about make bouquets in here, but it really wasn't ideal for that either. And the third thing is that space for us is a real problem. And because of that, I have been sowing seeds at the kitchen table for 4 years. So it's crunch point. We are growing again as a business in terms of what we're planting, what we're growing, the number of flowers that we plan to produce, and indeed the number of flowers that we hope to sell. And for that reason, we really need more propagation space. We're not about to get another tunnel. We're not about to get more greenhouse space. So the workshop has become a propagation space, at least for seed sowing. So it's not on our kitchen table. And then for a little bit of storage and planning space as well. It's kind of almost workable as an office space. And then later in the year, maybe we'll do some face-to-face things in here for growers, which might be quite nice. So just focusing on our reasoning, we're going into year 4 of the business, and it has taken every spare moment of thought in our worlds for the past 4 years. So when we're not doing other jobs, when we're not looking after the children, when we're not, planning for exams or doing those things, every moment has been business orientated, and that has started to become a bit overwhelming. So we have really just worked on over winter, creating a bit of separation in our lives and in our worlds between work and play. And the house, we've just tried to regain some of it, as much as we can, at least for ourselves and as a family, and then create spaces that operate for the business. So we can't do that completely. Our flower storage room is in the house, our flower drying room is in the house, and the workshop is fantastic, but at the moment it doesn't have brilliant ventilation, which means it's actually pretty good for propagation, but not ideal if we wanted to do drying in here. We would need to change windows. It also doesn't have a sink, so it's not perfect, but we've got water butts just behind, and there's water in the house. But no space is perfect. We didn't move here with the intention of starting a flower farm, so we do have to be a little bit flexible. We're never going to be entirely lean working in this space, but we're an urban flower farm. We live in a city, we work in a city, and so we have to work with that and make the best of what we have. So we're not 100% ready. There's still a few things that either need to go into the house or make their way to a charity shop, but this is the door on the way in. These shelves have moved. They're not super tidy, but they are functional. So you can see there we've got ribbon, and we've got glassware at the top, and some vases, paper bags and baskets, and all sorts of paraphernalia. You can see some chicken wire there. a ladder. We've got sockets everywhere, which is fantastic. And then I've made a bit of a desk and working space here, which means that the children can join me if they are doing homework, or if I want to sit in here and it's warm enough to get some work done for the business, I can do that too. And you can see that this is that kind of area, like we've moved stuff around and it feels like there's loads of space in here. So we could fit another table in here, or we could work around this. Now, this is fully recycled. So the base came from Chris and his antique shop. The tabletop came from Loaf, which is a local cafe. And then the silver work surface over here, this came from Pinchy, which is another local cafe. We've got some bins underneath and lots of our kind of plastic. And then I used to do most of my kind of propagating on here. We've got compost and vermiculite ready to go. And if I keep kind of turning around, there's a propagator. It's had a quick wipe down and move from the kitchen, which is where it has lived for 4 years. 4 years it's lived in there. And then you can see out here is our greenhouse, and the greenhouse is absolutely heaving, which is really exciting, but I can see that from in here. And then if I go in the other direction, our door is there, a notice board, so I'm going to get a copy of my calendar up there and our sewing plans and our weddings and things. Quick view to the outside, and then this is a pole that we've used to create arches from, and that is a window protector that has also been used as a flip chart holder. Hello. So I have just finished my first session out here in the workshop. And yeah, it's been nice. It's been peaceful. I can hear the birds outside. It's the school holidays. The children both have a new book each, and they did work helping watering and in the greenhouse today. So between a book and a bit of Pokemon, I've had a bit of time to myself, which has been really nice. I'm sure any parents out there will recognise that school holidays are both amazing in terms of time with your children and your family, but sometimes a bit of space is always really helpful. I hope it has been interesting to see what we've done in here. We'll be talking a bit about our ethos and our approach in the next few sessions here on YouTube, so do hang on in. Subscribe to the channel by using the bell icon. Do buy me a coffee. I love coffee. It keeps me going. It makes me happy. It smells amazing. If only we could grow it. Maybe roasting coffee will be something that I do in my spare time in the future. But anyway, we digress. Have a good evening. Longer, lighter days. Well, welcome.